inconstantia de liberalis comprehendo, or the inconsistency of liberal understanding or thinking. First, I will deal with fiscal liberalism. Here's a nice little list of cause and effect, nicely ordered out according to letter. Step A, fiscal liberalism promotes carelessness with money. I don't think anybody will argue that premise with me, because liberalism by its very nature promotes the free or loose use of money. You're liberal with your money, you're not really caring about it so much. The government adopts the liberal ideology. We can see this in the last two presidents, George Bush and Barack Obama. Congress spending money faster than it can be made. We don't need to look any further than the national debt to see evidence for that. Government is careless with money and capital. Again, the national debt and the just really bad spending habits of Congress and the government on the state level, local level, and the national level. We don't need to look, just look at their paperwork and look at the deficits, and the evidence is right there for you. Money and capital has a profound effect on ability to govern. Yeah. For instance, if the government needs to raise taxes in order to do things like make an army, work on the infrastructure, pay salaries, so on and so forth, without money or capital, those things can't be done. So when sloppy handling of the money occurs, sloppy governing leads to chaos in society. That is, when you don't handle your capital right, as the government has done, governing becomes sloppy because money's all over the place. Bureaucracy is screwing the country up. Everything's sloppy, and now we have chaos in society. Look no further than outside your own door, especially if you live in a city. Look at the school systems, the roads, the garbage services in some neighborhoods, police, ambulatory services, and so on and so forth. All this infrastructure of the country is rotting away because of the sloppy handling of capital by the government. Because the government can't work efficiently if they don't use the capital efficiently. The second issue I am going to deal with is social liberal ideology. This one hits home with people usually harder than the first one, and might be a little tougher to deal with, but it can still be shown to be very inconsistent. First off, everyone is free to decide what is right and wrong for them. Again, everybody's free, liber, and liberal meaning the Latin root meaning free. Everyone's free to choose what is right and wrong for them. Right and wrong becomes an arbitrary issue if everyone's free to choose what right and wrong is for themselves, because then it follows that right and wrong is then only a matter of opinion. Okay. And this rids of an objective right and wrong. Again, if everything's just an opinion, there's no objective answer. Everything's subjective. And the last step where this ideology or means of thinking finishes itself is a society with no objective right and wrong exists in disorder and chaos. Just as fiscal liberalism produces disorder and chaos, so does social liberalism. Look no further again than right outside your door at especially the inner city neighborhoods where liberal ideology has worked itself out in extremes. For years I was taught as a young man in high school and so forth, situational ethics. that states, "Oh, you can do what you think is right, and do what makes you feel good, and you'll be okay." That is, go ahead and if for example, if prime example is, oh, okay, if you want to have sex, that's okay. It's a normal part of human life. It's part of growing up. Having sex is part of growing up. You know what? If you want to have sex, go ahead. I suggest you use a condom. I suggest, but I can't make you use a condom. Oh, no. I can't impose my idea of right on your idea of right. Of course not. That would be me intruding on your liberal freedom right there. Well, look where this leads to. You see high school girls pushing babies in carriages in school. They got daycares in school. It leads to broken homes, broken families, and screwed up kids. That's where social liberalism leads to. Because people then are free to do whatever they want without really thinking about the consequences of their actions. It happens all the time in America. I know from personal experience. Because after my mother died, my father, God bless him, I believe got married very hastily and swiftly. And after he got married, the house, the family was broken and the house was broken. And mine and my sister's spirits were broken. And if my father would have, held out a little bit longer, and looked out for his kids instead of gratifying his physical needs or desires, could things have turned out a little bit differently than they have? I believe so. And I don't hold a grudge against my father. I'm just using him as an example to illustrate my point. I know from an anecdotal experience. Like I said, just go down to the nearest inner city and see all the little girls that are raising little kids. See the babies raising babies, and you'll see what I'm talking about. When there's no idea of right and wrong, the moral fiber of the society breaks down, and then the society breaks down after that. Conversely, if you look at the Jewish people, for instance, who have a very, very strict moral code that they live by, their society has lasted thousands of years. Thousands of years. They've kept their traditions, their laws, and customs, despite, persecutions and almost being put on the face of extinction. They made it through all this. Partially, not all the way, but partially due to their moral codes and laws that they lived by. They didn't let themselves dissolve into chaos. They kept themselves ordered. Liberalism is the opposite of order. It is chaos. It means free. It means, basically, freedom is the antithesis to order or captivity. And some people may look at those words in a very negative connotation, but sometimes order is not a very bad thing. Order has produced some very, very good things on our planet. Because without order, anarchy ensues, and, well, we all know where anarchy can go to. It has no predictable course. And I just wanted to take the time to show the inconsistency of liberal thinking. Thank you.